January is Human Trafficking Awareness Month. It's a problem around the world and here at home. NBC6's Maya Nicholson joins us in studio sharing how locals are working toward prevention. Maya?
Thanks, Jackie. Northwest Louisiana has multiple law enforcement task forces, local organizations, and nonprofits that are dedicated to bringing awareness to human trafficking and help put a stop to it. I was able to speak to some of those leaders of these groups and see just how human trafficking can impact communities. No one is excluded from human trafficking.
It can happen to anyone, any economic level, any race, any gender.
Law enforcement in Bossier Parish tackle this worldwide issue on local levels.
People don't really realize that how big of a problem it is here in our area. As a former narcotics agent myself, I've been on the working side of this and have been able to see it and how it affects these young women's lives from the time they're very young until they get to be, 20 or 30.
Human trafficking is detrimental to communities and families.
It's very hard on them. It's not the kind of life that you'd want anybody in your family to have to lead.
Law enforcement and local organizations have efforts to stop it from happening.
There are so many programs that we are involved with, such as Gingerbread House or Purchase Not for Sale, Project Celebration, Volunteers for Youth Justice. So many service providers in our community, but the young lady has to be willing to accept those services.
Lori McGeehee with Caddo Juvenile Services says the groups come together and often help one another.
It's so vital that we all communicate and we all know every detail that we can about these young people so that they can be found if they're missing, and we can also get services in place when necessary.
She says a lot of times trafficking victims are bonded with their traffickers through trauma.
It can be very difficult for a person that is actually involved in human trafficking, whether they are an adult or a juvenile, to get help. They are afraid, they're frightened, they've been threatened. They may not trust law enforcement or probation and parole, but it is vital if someone finds themselves in that situation to do their very best to seek help.
Law enforcement and advocacy groups encourage everyone to learn signs of potential human trafficking and report suspicious activity to law enforcement. Tomorrow, January 11th, is National Human Trafficking Awareness and Prevention Day. Advocacy groups ask people to wear blue to stand in solidarity against human trafficking. To learn more about this topic, you can watch KTAL's docuseries on Beyond the Headlines at ktalnews.com. Jackie?
Thank you so much, Maya. Just breaks your heart.